Hey guys, welcome back to another pick a card reading. So for today, we're just going to be taking a look at their current thoughts and feelings. So I have 4 piles to choose from. So go ahead and choose whichever pile or stone that you're most drawn to, and we'll get into the reading. Okay, pile 1, welcome to your reading. So you guys chose the Labradorite crystal. And we'll go ahead and take a look at your cards. Let's see. And we'll see how your person's currently, what they're currently thinking or feeling when it comes to you and your connection. So you have security, insecure slash safe. You also have community and transformation. You have yes. You also have beautiful possibilities. Just going to pull all the cards and we'll get into the messages. Then you have number 27, the letter. And you have, I thought this was kind of cool, you got number 27, the letter, and then you have number 28, masculine. Then you also have the King of Branches. I'm going to have to move them over a little bit. So you have, by the way, you have a very nice reading. I would say this is very positive energy for the most part. For some of you, your person may be struggling with a bit of insecurity, but that may not be the case for everyone. We also have the 7 of Branches. So I do want to point out the branches coming through, I guess like the wand, so it's like fire energy. So maybe for some of you, we also have a sun over here. So yeah, it does make me think of fire energy. Perhaps Leo, but yeah, I don't know. I would say, I always connect fire energy to both passion, creativity. So I do think that this person is feeling passionate about you. We have the letter here. I think they want to talk to you. They're probably thinking about what they could say, how they could interact with you more. Maybe they're thinking about a specific message they want to send, but this is a really good energy. Both the yes card and beautiful possibilities makes me, the beautiful possibilities card is a very good, I guess, card to get when it comes to relationships. It means that this person feels very positive about you. They feel like things are going well with you, I would say. They see the potential in the connection with you, and I would say they feel very good about where your connection is currently at. Perhaps with the letter, you two talk a lot, and maybe they're just thinking about the next time they get to message you or speak to you. Yeah, it does make me think that with the letter, it might be, well, it does make me think for most people, maybe it's like you can only communicate through like technology, but that may not be the case for all of you. Um, let's see. I want to take a look at community and transformation. It does make me think, obviously it has like a butterfly here, and then we see the sun in the back. So of course, like, butterflies are usually connected to transformation. So yeah, to me, it makes me think of like a positive transformation. They may be thinking about the ways that this relationship can transform in positive ways. But yeah, let's take a look. Oh, okay, yeah, this was cool. So it's associated with healing relationships. It says this card reflects healing power of relationships and the growth that emerges when bonds are renewed or strengthened. It suggests a time of emotional mending within friendships, family, or partnerships, where understanding and compassion foster transformation. A supportive network or loved one may help release past wounds, offering encouragement toward positive changes with meaningful connections. So I think in general, it's like this person just feels really good with you. For some of you, it may be the case that this person is wanting to heal the connection with you in some way, perhaps be more supportive and compassionate towards you. In the reverse position, this card suggests that the current relationships may be stagnant, offering little support for growth or transformation. And I don't really feel that for most of you. Like, I feel like this person has a very, like, they care about you is what I get. Like, this person feels passionately towards you. They see a lot of good in the connection with you. I think for most of you, it would more fall into either just wanting to be more supportive and compassionate towards you. For some of you, it's like healing the connection with you. But I do feel like the part of the reason why I wanted to read that sentence there is that I do think for some of you, there may be a bit of a slowness or stagnancy in the connection. um, that does cause this person to maybe feel a bit insecure. But I don't think and that may not be for all of you. I feel like for a lot of you, this person could just quite literally feel very like safe and secure in the connection with you. Um, but I don't know, yeah, because the Seven of Branches is out. And that card can talk about this feeling of defensiveness, needing to kind of protect yourself or protect your position. So, in some way, I do feel like it's their way of saying, like, I'm certain about this person. I feel a lot of good energy with this person. I see a lot of potential in the connection with this person. There's a level of like decisiveness when it comes to you with this person. And I did want to mention, like, for the most part, the card, yes, makes me think that this person, in their feelings, they just feel certain about you on some level. I really feel that could be the case very strongly because of also the King of Branches coming out, where I see the King of Branches is not hesitating, just going after what they want. And I do think, I don't know, maybe this person has their Venus in a fire sign or something like that. But it makes me think of someone who's bold, ready to take action, not afraid of, well, I was thinking like not afraid of rejection. And I would say maybe that's because they feel very certain about you and they may feel like they really know you, or that they really know how you feel, which makes them feel secure in the connection. I would say that's probably the case for most of you, but it does make me think with the Seven of Branches, mostly because we can kind of see a shield on the card, which again, it's like this idea of feeling the need to protect yourself. So for some of you, if you resonate with there being like a level of slowness in the connection or stagnancy, and for some of you, it could even be that there is like a needing for like healing in the connection, they may be a little bit cautious and a little bit insecure that about those things specifically, but not about you. Like, because I feel like there's so much energy coming through of this person feels certain about you. They just may not feel certain about other things that causes insecurities in them to kind of come up, which again may be like a slowness in the connection. Maybe they, and it's like I want to say like they might fear that you wouldn't forgive them, but I kind of feel like that's not the case because of all this positive energy. Yes, beautiful possibilities. Like if this person does at times get insecure about whether you would, I don't know, it's like mend the connection with them, or like if they're feeling insecure when things feel slow in the connection with you, I it must not be like that big of a deal or like that dominant in their energy, because everything else shows me such positivity and like certainty about you. So I kind of feel like this person, for most of you, just feels very safe and secure in the connection with you. The Seven of Branches being, I want to protect this connection and I want to keep going and I want to make sure like I win this person over on some level or something like that. So yeah, like this feels like someone who's really wanting to pursue a connection with you. And that's basically all I have for you, Pile 1. I hope it resonated with you. I hope you liked the messages. I feel like this one's very positive, so very happy to share these messages with you. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you back in the next reading. Bye. Alright, Pile 2, welcome to your reading. So you guys chose the malachite stone. Looks really nice on this side. Very shiny. And it's like, I think it's called like fibrous, like velvet malachite. It's like my favorite type of malachite. It looks so nice. So let's take a look at your cards and see, what's your person currently thinking and feeling when it comes to your connection. So you have the card Comfort, Lost/Found. And by the way, like your reading, I feel like I kind of like your reading the most, maybe, because it makes me feel like there's, well, let's just get into it. So you also have Right Direction. I kind of thought it was really cute how, like, the blue and the butterflies in this card kind of match her sweater in this card. Yeah, it definitely feels like, I don't know, maybe for some of you it's like, you've been getting synchronicities about this person. Maybe they've been seeing synchronicities about you, depending on, if they consider themselves like spiritual or not, or maybe they're seeing things that are like, whoa, that's a coincidence that came up or something like that. We also have karmic connection or karmic relationship. We have nightmares and obstacle. Don't be afraid of that card, by the way, because that's actually, with the rest of the energy, this has like a very, I would say, positive meaning. Let's see. So we also have clouds. We have the Rider. Okay, yeah, we have the Empress. That's nice. So we have some Taurus energy coming through. And we have the Fool, so we have some Aquarius energy as well. So, okay, that's kind of cool because both Taurus and Aquarius are fixed signs. And I think that actually connects to your reading because I think this person is starting to feel more comfortable in the connection with you, which is, I don't know, I really like this because, I don't know, maybe this is just my ego talking, but like, it makes me think I would hope that maybe some of the advice that has come through in my readings are starting to maybe help out certain connections. That's what I would hope, but maybe that has, that's irrelevant and this has nothing to do with that. But yes, this person is kind of, it seems as if they're working through certain fears that they've been having when it comes to the connection with you. The clouds can talk about kind of like a temporary stormy situation. And I think, we have nightmares and obstacles. So I kind of feel like this person at some point was feeling, and I believe this card is associated with fear. And I think that this person was dealing with a lot of like feeling uncomfortable, feeling fearful, possibly feeling a lot of anxiety when it comes to you in the past. But it seems as if they've like worked through that. And I don't know if it's maybe something that you've done that has helped this person feel more comfortable in the connection with you or something like that, but they feel like the connection is moving in the right direction. And I kind of feel like this person is it seems as if they're focusing on themselves quite a lot, and in a positive way, in order to maybe remove any sort of obstacles in the connection or fears that were coming up within them, like anxieties and stuff. Like, it feels like they've done some sort of introspection, self-reflection, figured something out that helped them feel more comfortable in the connection with you and more comfortable with whatever fears that they were experiencing in the past. And sorry. So the writer, that is a fast moving energy. It is usually someone who is bringing some sort of news or message. Like, I do feel like this person, wants to see where things will go with you. And I think the writer suggests that they maybe feel a sense of urgency, excitement, wanting to rush in and maybe tell you something. Um, yeah, and even, yeah, so with the fixed signs coming through, like, there's like a new level of stability that they've found within themselves, which makes them feel like more confident towards like maybe the potential in the connection with you, or more confident about where the connection is going with you, feeling like more comfortable within themselves and within their own headspace when it comes to relate the relationship, which it just seems like such a positive energy. And pile one also got like a very positive energy, which is really nice. um the Empress suggests that they're doing a good job of, again, like this idea of like focusing on themselves in order to kind of create a more healthy dynamic in the connection with you, because it seems as if this person was anxious in the past. The clouds can also suggest like a moodiness, so maybe this person was coming across quite moody, like unstable within their emotions, or just in their energy, and it seems like their energy is like really stabilizing. And yeah, it's like they're able to take care of themselves, nurture themselves, and even the Fool suggests this, like, and more so lately than like when I first got into tarot, I really see the Fool as this idea of not overthinking, not feeling anxious, just trusting and going. And so that's how they feel. Like, and it really, to me, it kind of suggests this idea that they weren't feeling that way in the past or something, especially with this right direction. It's like finally moving in a right direction that feels comfortable for them, which is this like clearing of their mind, not feeling anxious anymore, not feeling stormy within their mindset, and kind of just feeling very optimistic about you and feeling like they can kind of just trust where things are going. And I feel like part of it is this idea that like oftentimes when this sort of stable energy comes through in connections, to me it's like this person trusts themselves. I wouldn't say maybe more so than the connection, but the trust that they have in themselves within the connection helps them trust the connection better, because it's like this person has a newfound stability and confidence that they'll be okay. And that comfort that they feel within themselves makes them feel like they can release fear when it comes to the connection with you. It's interesting too, because so this kind of came through in the last pile, and I see it in this pile as well with the karmic relationship card. Um, so that card does talk about a connection that is in some way faded. It talks about, usually I see it as this idea of like connecting with someone, and then there's challenges that come up that maybe separate you two a little bit, and then you're drawn back together. So that's a possibility here, and I feel like that is definitely a possibility because of the Fool coming out as well, which does talk about like a new beginning. So it's possible that this person, for those of you who like broke away from this person in some way, They are thinking about you, and they're thinking about, yeah, like a new beginning in the connection with you, one where they're able to really nurture themselves and feel stable in the connection. And it may also be that because they're able to do that for themselves, they're able to offer you more. Like, it's possible if this person in the past was anxious and moody and feeling fearful and uncomfortable in the connection, it was creating, maybe like a level of disharmony in your connection. It seems as if they've done some work on themselves, and now they feel like they they don't deal with this level of anxiety or fear anymore, and that they might feel like they have more to offer you now that they feel more stable. So yeah, let's take a look at nightmares and obstacle. And that's the thing is, like, I feel like for this person in the past is very much what they were dealing with, which is like this idea of like feeling like they're in a nightmare. And I think it comes more from like their own fears when it comes to connections. Um yeah, because also sometimes with the karmic relationships card, since we see an owl on there and we also see a raven. So they are birds. They're both birds, but they're quite different birds. Um, yeah, I don't know. Like the owl definitely is a symbol of wisdom, and I see ravens or crows as sometimes coming across as a bit misunderstood. Maybe they feel misunderstood by you in the past or something like that. But it makes me think that they see differences in between you two, but they don't feel like those. Well, it could be that they feel like the differences in you maybe at one point in the past did cause issues within the connection, but they may feel like those differences between you two may not be something that causes problems now in the same way it did in the past or something like that. And by the way, for a lot of you, this doesn't have to be a past connection. Mostly I feel that because of the Fool and the karmic relationship card. For those of you where this isn't a past connection, it just feels like they feel like you two were fated to meet, and that they're just very excited about where the relationship is going or the connection is going. But yeah, this card, Nightmares and Obstacle, is associated with fear. And for in your case, I think it resonates more in the reverse position where it says, this card suggests that the seeker has recently taken a courageous step towards addressing and confronting their fears, breaking down internal barriers. This process, although small, signals the beginning of a journey towards overcoming what once held them back. Yeah, it definitely feels like there was fear that was holding them back in the connection in the past. And that could be the case for you, even if this isn't like a past connection. Like just in the beginning of the connection with you, maybe they were dealing with a lot of fear or just the recent past, and it seems like they feel like they've worked through that. And they're definitely feeling a lot more comfortable and a lot more optimistic about your connection, not afraid of the differences between you two, and feeling like they trust themselves more and they can take care of themselves, which may mean that they feel like they have more to offer you as well. And again, it's just this feeling of like, I'm excited and I'm ready to go forward in this connection. So that's what I have for you, Pile 2. I hope you enjoyed the messages and that they resonate with you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you back in the next reading. Bye. Okay, Pile 3, welcome to your reading. So you guys chose this Druzy crystal. So let's take a look at your cards and see how your person's currently feeling about you. What are their current thoughts when it comes to you? Okay, so you have Curiosity, bored/curious. Then we also have Strength and Confusion. I feel like your pile might have the most sort of like, I guess, messages coming through. So it might To be honest, it might feel a little bit confusing for some of you at certain points. We have no need to worry. We also have cut the cord. Let's see, we have number 20, the garden. We also have number 12, the birds. We have the king of feathers. And then let's move these over. Yeah, and then we have, okay, we have the death card. So we have some Scorpio energy showing up. So I have to mention, for many of you, it may be the case that this person is not, like, they don't have the same sort of access to you that they once did in the past. I don't know. Sometimes, so the garden can talk about a community, an event, social gatherings. It does make me think for most of you, you know this person from some sort of community. Maybe it's like an online community. And it could also just be that this person is kind of just thinking about like maybe either a past event with you, maybe an upcoming event. Maybe they're talking about that. The birds do talk about communication. So it is possible for some of you that this person is thinking about like communicating something to you. But I don't know. Overall, I get the sense like we have curiosity here with cut the cord and death. So with those energies, it does make me think that this person feels curious about you because they don't know what's going on with you on some level. It is possible like you broke away from this connection, and this person, you know, may be curious about you, possibly for some of you maybe thinking about reaching out, but I don't really get that for the most part. Really more what I feel is that they're trying to get information about you, either maybe if they can like see your social media, perhaps it's so it's interesting because the birds can kind of talk about gossip or rumors. So, and the other thing about that, if you do resonate with, oh, there might be, you know, yeah, people talking about me, or maybe there's rumors about me. We also have the card, no need to worry. So it does make me think that, yeah, like you don't need to worry. Even if there may be people who are talking about you or gossiping about you, I don't think you need to worry about it if that's the case. And it is possible for some of you that I do want to say, like, maybe you are worried that maybe this person is talking about you. And I feel like the no need to worry card is coming through to say, like, either they're not talking about you in the way that you think you think they are, or that they don't have bad intentions like maybe you might think they do. For some of you, maybe you think this person has like evil eye type of thing, and you're being told no need to worry, it's nothing like that. Or at least, like, yeah, maybe this person is talking about you, and maybe they're talking about you to their friends or in a community of some sort. Maybe for some of you it's to their therapist or something, but I wouldn't say that's probably the case for most of you. But and they may be quite troubled about the connection with you, and maybe in the way that they're talking about you does come across as negative, but I don't think it's in a way that's like hurtful. And for some of you, it may be that there are other people talking about you in a way that is hurtful, but you don't need to worry about it. And I don't think that this person is getting involved with that, maybe in the way you might think they might be, something like that. I feel like this person is curious about you. They want to know in some way what you're up to or what you're doing. For some of you, it can be like, this is why this pile is like can be so, like, there's so many sort of messages coming through for different people. Um, so for some of you, yeah, like this seems like a connection where maybe you were bonded at some point, you were learning about each other, getting to know each other, maybe a little bit uncertain about how you feel about each other, and maybe things didn't really go well, and you're not maybe in each other's presence anymore. And it is possible for some of you that there were things that happened that this person didn't really like or something. And in that way, it's like they are not sure if they, they're not sure how they feel about you, or they're not sure what they should think of you, but they are still curious about you. And they're kind of like working out what they think or how they feel. Yeah, because with garden birds and cut the cord makes me think that for some of you there was like some drama that happened with this person. And, especially if there was some sort of heated feelings between you two that broke you two apart, it is possible that this person's wanting to check up on you and see, are they talking about me? Are they saying anything bad about me? That type of thing. So I don't think that this person, to be quite honest, mostly because the no need to worry card comes out, I feel like that's reassurance that, like, this person doesn't have bad intentions, even if they're not sure how they feel about you, or what to think of you. Mostly they're just observing, and they're curious, and they want to know more. The King of Feathers does suggest that they are treating this connection more in like a logical sort of mindset rather than through their emotions. So again, it's this level of detachment where maybe it's like not appropriate to, I guess, necessarily be feeling much about you, but more just like thinking about maybe things that happened in the connection with you. And again, possibly talking about you to other people, but again, it's not in a way that's like bashing you. I mean, unless you really know that this person hates you, then sure. But for those of you who you don't know and you're not sure if you can trust this person, and like there hasn't really been enough evidence to suggest that this person's like evil or like mean, then you have nothing to worry about. And this person doesn't have bad intentions from what I can see. It's even possible that if, there was some drama in the connection with this person, that they are considering whether those things could be worked through. Because sometimes I see the cut the cord energy as literally just cutting the cord and going separate ways. But the card really does just talk about removing sort of negative like patterns that you might have that cause, problems in connection. So they may be considering whether like the problems that they've experienced with you are really detrimental, or if they're things that you could actually work through. Yeah, and it is interesting considering the strength and confusion card comes through, because it does feel like this person, they don't feel like disturbed in any way. It's like they're just observant and curious. And then we have confusion, which does again feels like it aligns with this idea of not being able to see you in some way. Like their vision is cloudy, or they don't have access to you in the same way for some of you. But yeah, let's take a look at strength and confusion. Okay, so it's associated with self-doubt. So it says this card reflects the tension of self-doubt, where inner strength is clouded by uncertainty or social anxieties. It signifies a time where confidence wavers, and the seeker may feel hesitant or unsure of their place or abilities. Yeah, so for some of you, like if you kind of cut the cord with this person and went your separate ways, they may be feeling anxious about the idea of reconnecting with you. Their confidence wavers. And it's like they don't know where they stand with you at this point. So they may feel hesitant to approach you. Which is, again, is why it feels like this person doesn't have any sort of bad intentions. This card encourages finding a balance between self-assurance and reflection, trusting one's own worth while acknowledging growth areas. Yeah, that's what I talk about a lot too, because it's like when we make mistakes, we have two options: beat ourselves up over it or learn from it. And just because you make a mistake doesn't mean that you're an awful person or that you're super flawed or you just should fail in every other area of life. Like reminding yourself of your good traits while also being able to acknowledge your flaws or what you might need to adjust or improve. I'll also read the reverse position. It says, this card suggests overconfidence, where the seeker may be disregarding others' perspectives or failing to assess their actions against their true values. While confidence is positive, this card cautions against ignoring feedback or losing sight of self-awareness. Maybe that resonates more with those of you who like you experience some level of drama with this person. Perhaps this person felt like they knew best. They were not able to see things from any other perspective, and that might have been something that caused a separation between you two. So yeah, that's basically what I have for you, pile three. I know these messages maybe kind of were a little bit all over the place, but I hope you got, what makes sense for you out of the reading. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you back in the next reading. Bye. Alright, pile four, welcome to your reading. So you guys chose this. Wait. I'm pretty sure this is fluorite, but now I'm second guessing myself and wondering if this is amethyst. I don't think it's amethyst. I'm pretty sure it's fluorite. Anyways, so here's the stone you chose, and let's take a look at what your person's current thoughts and feelings are when it comes to you and the connection. So we have cycle, regressed / evolved. We have temptation and agony. This card has come out in one of my recent readings. It might be the last reading I posted, depending on what order I decide to post readings in. Let's see. We also have no. We have release desire to control. So definitely this seems to be the most complicated pile. Pile 3 was kind of complicated, but maybe not, depending on who's watching, they might have a more positive sort of connection with that person. Or this one definitely seems quite complicated, that this person may be experiencing more negative feelings when it comes to you right now. But hopefully, explaining it can kind of help your connection because, well, to be quite honest with you, for some of you, this person may feel quite sure about walking away. But for others of you, and I would say maybe it's more most of you, this person is just considering it. And there may be a chance to turn things around. But let's see, we have number 15, the bear. We have number 35, anchor. Okay, we have the 4 of acorns. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. So that's interesting for the Wheel of Fortune to come out with this card over here, cycle. So that seems to be a very strong, prominent energy in your reading. That this person is thinking about some sort of cycle that keeps reoccurring within your connection. And I will be honest, it is causing them to really question whether they should give their time and energy to the connection. I do feel like there's a lot of hope towards turning things around, but it is going to take a lot of, I guess, maybe work to do that. So this does feel like an energy where, we have released desire to control. We have no, which does feel like some sort of rejection. And so it's not to say that this person, you know, has never liked you or anything like that, or even doesn't like you at this point. It's like this person probably had an interest in you, seeing how things are going in the connection with you, and maybe, usually when release desire to control comes up, and anything having to do with control usually stems from fear. So I wouldn't be able to tell if it's this person or you. It may be one or the other. It may also be both of you, but someone in the connection probably was trying to control the connection too much. For some of you, it could be this sort of like hot and cold energy where you're getting along and then you're not getting along. Some sort of cycle of like fear and control. And overall, like, we have the anchor, and we also have the Four of Acorns, which both kind of talk about stability. And I think that's something that's important for this person. Like, we have cards showing stability, and then we have cards showing instability with, like, the Wheel of Fortune and Cycle. So by the way, we have Wheel of Fortune here, which someone did comment on my channel to kind of remind me, because I did forget that the Wheel of Fortune is associated with fixed signs. It is also associated with Sagittarius because it is associated with Jupiter. So, like fixed signs do kind of resemble stability. So I do feel like stability is incredibly important for this person. And to feel good in a connection and to want to like move forward in a connection, they really need to feel that safety and stability. Not, worrying about, if you're going to be fighting every other day or something like that. Or disagreeing or not liking each other. Like, it feels like something is not consistent in this connection and it bothers them. And by the way, it's not to say like, oh, you're inconsistent and you're doing this, and it might be, and it might be a chance to really look at that and question where that comes from and try and work on that if you do want healthier connections. But for a lot of you, it also comes through as like maybe this person realized that they were not feeling stable in the connection with you and that they were doing things in order to try and control the connection with you. And I feel like if that's the case, they were aware of that and they didn't like that within themselves. And it could be, for some, like, relationships affect us differently. And I've compared it to like having different dog breeds that require different sort of attention. And for some people, it's like there's just different level of compatibility within different relationships, and with all of our relationships we're going to have different sort of problems. Some relationships will feel so easy and effortless, and then other relationships, and I think it happens more within romantic relationships because there's just an intensity there where a lot more sort of problems tend to come up. So it's possible that this person noticed that whatever dynamic you two have causes them to feel like maybe unstable, which they don't like, which causes them to question whether they should continue giving their energy to the connection. Like, we have the Bear there, which is this very strong energy, but also in which makes me, it does make me think of fixed energy, because a lot of the times I do see the fixed signs as like being very concrete a lot of the times in their decisions, not really wavering and stuff like that. So it does feel like in this moment what they're sure of right now is protecting themselves in the connection and kind of rejecting this connection. And I don't want you to think that, because for some of you it may be that's just it, and they don't, feel the need to give much more of their energy to this connection because they want something that's more stable than this, something that's more consistent. And that, again, that's not to say that that's just your fault. That might be something they're recognizing within themselves, and they may feel like the connection with you causes them to feel that way and act that way, which they may think that there may be other connections out there that wouldn't make them feel that way. like for example, if it's on their part, like maybe they want, to spend all their time with you and they get super upset when you need your space or something like that. And the fact that you need your space a lot means that perhaps they're feeling like there's a better match out there for them where someone else would be willing to spend that time with them, something like that. So I don't know. They could be recognizing some level of like incompatibility within you two that makes them question, or at least in this moment, makes them feel like they need to protect themselves and protect their stability. Um, so yeah, I would expect that this person is not really maybe talking to you, or if they are, it might be quite limited in their communication or even interactions with you in any level. Like it's this feeling of, yeah, wanting to protect themselves over anything else. Along with the Wheel of Fortune being connected to Jupiter and Sagittarius, like I do feel like there's this idea of this possibility of moving on, um, seeing what else is out there. There is also, for some of you, I will say, like, it's not like this person has just completely decided this connection is bad and they're just going to move on. But I do feel like if you still talk with this person, you interact with this person on some level, and you're still kind of in each other's lives, and it seems like they're still kind of trying to work through things with you, there's definitely, it seems like there's a need for like consistency, some sort of cycle to end, and that could have to do with like this desire to control things. Again, I kind of sense like maybe a hot and cold energy where things feel unstable, where one moment you like each other and then the next moment you hate each other and you're fighting or something like that. Um, or, again, it could just be some level of like incompatibility that they're not sure this connection can, work through those things. Let's take a look at temptation and agony. So, yeah, this card did come out in one of my recent readings. It's associated with self sabotage, which is also why I do, because to be honest with you, and I question this a lot when I do readings, because, like, on some level, it's like people who come to readings, I assume, need guidance on some level. And I feel like all of us do at points. Like, I watch tarot readings all the time. I feel like I need guidance as well. But I don't want to make the mistake of always thinking that my viewers need so much help. Like I do believe like people who are spiritual often have a stronger mindset, better way of handling things. They're very, much more aware than maybe the rest of the population tends to be. So for a lot of you, it could really just be more of this person. With self-sabotage, like perhaps the way you affect this person really gets them feeling very unstable within themselves and within their emotions. And, again, it's this feeling of like, I want to feel stable and I want to protect that. So if this connection makes them feel incredibly unstable, it's like, what's topping that energy is this desire for stability. And if that means having to walk away from a connection that makes them feel unstable to get that stability, I think that's where their mind is at. But yeah, it says this card highlights patterns of self-sabotage where temptations pull the seeker towards choices that may lead to unnecessary disharmony or pain. Like it could really be on this person's part that, due to their feeling unstable, causing disharmony in the connection with you, and they've realized, oh, this is a cycle, this is a pattern, and it seems like they're wanting to break free from that. For a lot of you, it could be this idea that, like, it does feel like there's an avoidance or a rejection and kind of wanting to focus on other things or maybe move on. But I do really get the sense for a lot of you, if this person could there may be this level of, hope still in this person that they could overcome these cycles with you. But yeah, I don't know if that would just happen magically. I feel like they would have to do a lot of sort of self-reflection to kind of remove those obstacles. It says it reflects a tendency to engage in actions or thought patterns that, knowingly or unknowingly, set the stage for setbacks or missed opportunities. This is a moment to pause and consider whether the seeker's actions align with their true intentions and growth. Yes, so it's possible that this person realizes a lot of their actions that they've taken in this connection with you um, were not really in alignment with what they really wanted. Again, it reminds me of that sort of idea of like they feel hurt, they feel like neglected, so they're going to push you away as like, pettiness and revenge, but then that just creates more disharmony and pushes you further away. It's like, how is pushing someone away going to get them to be closer to you and to understand you better? Um, so yeah, I don't know. It's like this person doing things like that, hoping that it triggers a reaction in you or something like that, which doesn't seem to be working in their favor. And it just creates more instability and disharmony in the connection with you. And again, I think there's like an awareness on their part that their actions are creating this instability. And it comes across as they don't know, like they may feel too intensely to know how to deal with it. Um, and it's like this idea of like, I want to hold on, but I keep making mistakes. Um, so yeah, let's see. I don't know. I can't imagine. Like, this doesn't feel like this applies necessarily, but just in case for a few of you, if it does resonate, this card also suggests that external forces or individuals may be attempting to disrupt or undermine the seeker's progress. Alternatively, it may indicate the seeker's own impulse to interfere with another's path, causing them to assess their motivations and choose harmony over discord. Yeah, like definitely if this person has issues with control, it seems like they want to work through that. Um but it just feels like maybe they don't know how. And like honestly, because the Four of Acorns can also kind of be associated with this, sort of, I guess, lack mentality, where it's like, I'm not going to have enough, so I need to hold on to everything. So it is this sort of like very limited way of seeing things. And it does feel like this person struggles to work through these things. So, it could be this idea that, like, because I've felt this before when I've been struggling in the past, where it's like, I want things to be good. I want things to be positive. But, like, if you can't see how your actions are creating specific outcomes and you can't control, you feel you can't control your actions, then it might be this idea that they feel like they've done too much damage and they're ashamed, or they've hurt you too much because of their own impulsivity, which makes them feel ashamed. Um, And yeah, it just gives me the feeling overall like this person really craves a more stable connection with you. And it may be that they are trying to hold back either to protect you. Yeah, with the bear, it's like to protect you from themselves if they feel like they can't control themselves too well. But also, for some of you, it may be that they are trying to reject this connection for right now to protect themselves and their own stability, especially if it does resonate that, like, you do struggle with fear and wanting to control the connection, and there's this cycle going on, and it's like they prefer a more stable connection, a more consistent connection, and until the connection feels that way, they may feel the need to kind of push you away or reject this connection for right now. So those are the messages that I have for you, Pile 4. I'm sorry that they weren't like the most positive, but I do feel like, or at least I hope that they are helpful. And that, the Wheel of Fortune does suggest that there's still hope in the connection, that things can turn around, and that this person does think about that. So that's why I do feel like this reading is important for you to hear, that, like, if, there is anything that you can do to help this connection feel more stable, and that you do want things to work out with this person, there is a chance there. It's not like over, or that this person is completely, rejecting this connection. But, especially if things are, feeling unstable at this time, this person may, prefer anything that's more stable than this. And if that means protecting themselves from this connection, or not giving their time or energy to this connection, I feel like that is more important to this person at this time. So yeah, that's what I have for you, Pile 4. I do hope it was helpful, and thank you for watching. I'm wishing you the best, and I'll see you back in the next reading. Bye.